the disappearance of the Flannan Isles lighthouse keepers, a remote island, a storm-lashed tower, and a light that went dark. The island, the Flannan Isles, sit off the northwest coast of Scotland. Jagged rocks, brutal seas, no permanent residents. In 1899, a lighthouse was built on the largest island, Eilean Mor, to prevent ships from smashing into the cliffs. 3 lighthouse keepers were stationed there at a time. In December 1900, those men were James Duckett, Thomas Marshall, Donald MacArthur. Their job was simple: keep the light burning. The first sign something was wrong. On December 15, 1900, the crew of a passing ship noticed something strange. The lighthouse was dark. No beam cutting through the night. No signal. Storms had been battering the region for days. But still, the light should have been on. The relief ship, the Hesperus, could not immediately reach the island due to rough seas. When it finally landed on December 26th, the mystery began. The silence. As the relief keeper approached the lighthouse, something felt wrong. No one greeted the ship. No one stood at the landing. The flagpole had no flag. Inside the lighthouse, the beds were unmade. The clock had stopped. A chair was overturned. Oilskins, heavy storm coats, were missing, but one remained hanging on its hook. The kitchen table showed signs of a recent meal. Most chilling of all, the light had been cleaned and refilled. It had been prepared to operate, but it was dark. The logbook, the final log entries were unsettling. One entry described fierce winds and one keeper being unusually quiet. Another mentioned one of the men crying. The last entry, dated December 15th, read, "Storm ended. Sea calm. God is over all." But weather reports from nearby ships suggested no severe storm on that specific day. Why would experienced keepers record a violent storm that others didn't observe? The cliffs. Investigators searched the island. On the western landing, they found damage. A crane used to lift supplies was twisted. A box normally secured 100 feet above sea level had been smashed and displaced. Ropes were strewn about. Some theorized a rogue wave swept the men away while they attempted to secure equipment. But that theory raises questions. Why would all 3 leave the lighthouse unattended at once? Protocol required 1 man to remain inside. And why was 1 set of oilskins left behind? Would a seasoned keeper rush into a storm without protection? The theories. Rogue wave. A sudden, massive wave could have struck unexpectedly. But for 3 men to be swept away simultaneously? Unusual. Murder or madness. Some suggested a fight. 1 man killed the others, then jumped to his death. But there was no blood. No signs of struggle. No bodies were ever found. Something stranger. Over time, folklore crept in. Island spirits. Sea creatures. Curses. The Flannan Isles had long been considered eerie by locals. Shepherds once refused to stay overnight there. They claimed the place felt wrong. The most haunting detail: the lighthouse itself kept standing. The beam eventually returned. Ships passed safely again. But somewhere below those cliffs, in the freezing Atlantic, 3 men vanished without a trace. No bodies, no confirmed final moments, just a silent tower. The aftermath. The incident inspired poems, books, and speculation for over a century. But no definitive answer ever emerged. Standing on Eilean Mor today, visitors report an odd stillness. Wind that sounds like whispers against stone. A feeling of being watched. Perhaps it's imagination, or perhaps it's the weight of unfinished stories. Because sometimes the ocean doesn't just take lives. It takes explanations. Thanks for watching After Hours Mysteries. Until next time, thanks.